Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to another Slimy Sky Memories video. So this is going to be the final Heroes Jubilee video. I figured that I'd rather just put the boss battles together than do separate videos because you can just watch it straight through and just see my run. So you can see I'm proud of where I am right now. This is the first time that I am ever been in the top 0.1%, and I think with legitimate actual scores and stuff like that. Now obviously these guys, I can't catch up. I don't have the proper characters for the boss battle and specifically the other normal battles to really make it work, but I'm proud of where I am. I don't really need to hit top number 1 or something like that, but if I can stay in the top 10, I'm excited to see my name finally in the Heroes Jubilee thing for next week. If I stay in the top 10, I'm gonna try my hardest to stay in there in the top 10, but if not, I'm fine with staying in the top 0.1%. But real quickly, I'm just going to talk about the details. So there's two battles. There is the boss battle 1, which is against the 3 octagram characters, which is Milim, Leon, and Dino. And Dino essentially shuts down Vengeance, so you can't use it. But the team, I would say the team for both stages works relatively the same way. For the first stage, you have the 2 orange and the 1 green, so Megumin or Violet's orb change. If you don't have one of those characters, honestly, you're really gonna struggle for this one, especially getting that first field, unless you can find a way to manipulate it to your will. But I've found, and I think a lot of other people have also found, that this specific stage, boss battle 1, does a lot of focusing on a specific person. But these are just my scores. I'm rank 12 and rank 9. I'll get into the details of the fight as we watch the videos. This display is wrong, but I am right here. It's right underneath Shuvi and everyone else. But I tried my best. I really don't think I can get any higher without losing my mind grinding this over and over and over again. I'll do the normal battles, see if I can get higher scores, but we'll just get into the videos because I'm excited to show you guys what got me this far, and I think this is probably the best I'm ever gonna hit ever, unless they make it and cater it to the characters I have. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay, so we're here with boss battle 1 now. I'm not gonna have any audio playing because for this, for the boss battle stages, they did include the new OVA, which is eligible for copyright. So I'm not going to be playing the audio, which is unfortunate. But I mean, blame the game. But I wanted to show you guys this. So I have it recorded with the sound, but I'm not going to be playing. But anyway, this is the team that I used. Now Rimuru is obviously here for his Soul of Unity because as you'll start to see, or if you play the boss battle stage, boss battle 1 really focuses on one person, so it gets really difficult. I found it really difficult without Rimuru to get everyone's ult, so I use him for the Soul of Unity. And I have AQUA here. Now AQUA is the MVP for me. Normally people would use Albus in this stage. Albus with her pierce rate and stuff, and the orb change is really key to these boss battles. But unfortunately, I don't have any of the Dark EX characters except for the Dark Rimuru. So it's pretty difficult when I don't have any of them. Albus, not having Albus limited me to the sort of team that I could build. So instead of having Albus, because typically someone would have Albus, and then I don't know, you could have the hero or something, someone else for some sort of either buff or more consistency with orb changing and stuff like that. I don't know why. I think I was on my phone right before this because I wasn't really expecting this to be the run. Okay, I went too far. But Aqua is here for her pierce, and also her ult, like ult gauge skill is really useful. So I found it to be really helpful to balance everyone's ult. But we're gonna bring Violet in and Jaune. You want to prioritize obviously Jaune and Violet with like all your buffs and your stacking with Luminous, because Blanc is going to do damage, but obviously you want these two to do the most amount of damage because they're space magic characters that are DPS. So typically this second one can vary. For me, I did this. I did the 3 oranges. I found that trying to fish for full blue hand can sometimes actually not really help you. But in doing that, I got lucky, and here I could just get a free, easy, clean orb change with Violet. Sometimes on that second turn, you can get really unlucky, or you can get really lucky, and then the next turn you get nothing. So for me, I found this to be the best. Like, that's what worked for me. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's a lot of RNG, right? Like, you're not going to be able to control it sometimes. We're going to send those. All we want to do is just stack, get everyone's ult, give the Pierce buff with Aqua to Jaune and Violet, and then use all the buffs, swap in Blanc, and then obliterate everyone. So yeah, if you have Albus, it makes it a lot easier because she has a 2 green to blue orb change, which obviously with Violet's orb change, it can get difficult to do so. And here I bring in Rimuru. So Rimuru, what I've done is, obviously you can't get everyone's ult with Rimuru. I found that to be really difficult in sort of placement. So what I would do is I would wait for turns where I have a full blue hand and I only have one character, like someone who has only 1 orb or something. Then you could bring him in and pop your orb change, because once you have 2 ults, it makes like your hand, you're getting 6 blue hand really easy. But to build up to that, it gets difficult, right? So with Rimuru's Soul of Unity, you just basically guaranteed yourself at least an ult. Sometimes it's an EX ult, sometimes it's not. But with this, it makes it a lot easier because I only have to prioritize one person now. Like now with Blanc and Violet, as long as I make sure I'm focusing on who's getting like stacks and stuff like that before I do anything, I mean giving them as much attack as possible, I am able to now start focusing solely on one character and I don't have to worry. But Jaune, we will get her ult, and Aqua gives 45%. So it plays hand in hand with the stage catering to one character. You can see I'm getting a lot of like Jaune orbs. Like there's 3 right there, and there's another one coming up, right? But here I'm gonna pop this. You only really need to pop it twice. I found before, like you need to, like before you get your EX ult. But of course, there's always RNG within this. I just got really lucky. I've been running these for a while. Sometimes I just like quit out of it because I was like, the RNG is so bad I can't do it. But there's some times where I didn't, and I went from 230 tickets or something to like 40. So I did a lot of runs on both stages. But essentially both stages really work the same. I will show you my other team for boss battle too, but you really want to prioritize Pierce because they do have crit resistance. They increase their own defense. I've tried with Kazuma because he has the defense reduction and the attack buff, but it didn't, like my score was not nearly as high as it was with the Pierce because they don't have any like Pierce resistance at the moment. None of the bosses in this boss battle have any Pierce resistance, so you can just maximize your damage with like the Pierce buff. And Albus, I think, has the same Pierce buff as as Aqua. Let's see, Albus is 100 and she decreases Pierce resistance by 50%, which maybe is slightly better than the Pierce power by 60% by Aqua. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But you can see I had Aqua in the second turn, going into the final turn, because, you know, I want to give these two the buff. Then we're going to pop everything. So we're going to get the Magic Tack, the Weakness Strike, synergy power, the synergy reduction, synergy resistance reduction, the space resistance reduction, the EX skill buff, the magic buff, and we have 116 times for Jaune plus her trait and all this stuff. So we're going to be doing a lot of damage. The bitrate, honestly, the quality of the video is probably going to be kind of bad. I apologize for that, but yeah, you can see 114,000 and 333,000. Obviously, sometimes you can get really lucky at the end there and get like, where you can send 3 orbs, and that'll really increase your damage by a lot. Because you'll get like, essentially like what, 200 to 300,000 for the 2, and then like an extra like 400, 500,000 in the final one. But I mean, up to you if you want to rerun that. And then this one was like 1.6, I think, or 1 point something million. And then Violet is gonna do a lot, and then Jaune's gonna do a lot. So Jaune is gonna be your main source of damage because she gives herself the synergy power buff, which is nice. 4.1 million, which is great. And then Jaune going to clean up here. This ult still looks nice. Through the video, it's a little blurry, but because bitrate. But when you have it like on high quality in game, it looks so good. And then Jaune will do 5.1 million. So our total score is damage score is 12 million. I really can't ask for more than this. There's not really much I could do. Like, I'm trying to level up like my totems and stuff like that through the Isis tower to get like higher, but honestly, this is the best that I can get. So 262,000. We did get a little bit, like, you could also reduce this, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, this is what I had at 262,000, which I believe was ranked like 9th or something like that, for this like #1 boss battle. But we do have the second one. I believe I was ranked 10, and I think that puts me at rank 9. I think, yeah, rank 9. So I'll take that. Definitely, I think in my opinion, a really good score. But let's just go into boss battle 2, which essentially works kind of the same. Alright, so this is boss battle 2. Now this is the team I used. Originally I tried using, again with Cosmo and stuff like that, and I think that was the 219,000 score that you saw on the last video. But I found this team to work the best. Guy is specifically here for his orb change. This team requires a bit more RNG. If you had Albus, you could run Albus and then like Dark Rimuru or something. But this team worked for me. Guy for the first part, and then like occasionally other times when I need to orb change. Obviously Aqua for the Pierce and stuff like that. And you can see that our attack stat was a bit lower because we had Guy. Without Guy, it was like 12,000 something, but now I only have like 11,000. But I think, yeah, we'll just get into right here. So it does require a bit more RNG because you have to hope that you get lucky to get like your ults ramping. This stage I found, or I think that everyone has found, is a lot easier in terms of balancing out ults because it's not only catered to one person. But we send the first hand here, and typically you should get decent RNG on the second hand coming up. That's what I found to be pretty good. But here we get the Violet like special. So we just pop the orb change, which is 30 skill points, and then we pop this. Now the charm that I have, I should have said it earlier, I'll put it in the description. The charm that I have is the alt gauge by 40%. You kind of need that charm, otherwise like it's kind of hard to get your alt. I think I haven't run it without it, but I would assume so. So here we're gonna pop the 2. Now there have been times where I forget to do it, but you always just want to pop it typically at the beginning just to give everyone as much attack percentage as you can. But here, yeah, pop that, and then we're gonna send all of these. Now we have Blanc's ult, our max on skill points. We're getting more stacks with Luminous. It's really, really great. just need to get, again, the 3 EX ults, and then the Pierce buff and max skill points, and we're good to go. So honestly, I'm kind of liking Luminous's like new special like skill point limit increase, because, and here you can see Guy's orb change was actually really helpful here, but it's actually really helpful because you know exactly how many skill points you're getting, and like I think kind of technically overall you're getting more in terms of like how many skill points you can use at the end in comparison to if you had like someone who increases it by 40 every time you use their skill, because it's giving you 50 every turn, which guarantees you 400 max by the time you're ready to nuke. So you know you're guaranteed, you know where you're gonna stand. But then the other one, it's a little bit more RNG heavy because you have to be like, okay, I have to get all of these and then we'll see where I'm at. You want to hit the certain limit, but with Luminous it guarantees. So here I had to do a little bit of tinkering, so gotta pop those and then gotta swap Jaune out here. Now I bring in Guy first because AQUA prioritizes whoever has the highest attack stat. So Guy does not have as high of an attack stat as Blanc because, you know, I gave her all the like best equipment, and I can pop that to safely guarantee her ultimate and then swap Violet in and make use of all of those orbs. I really got lucky here. Finally, after so many runs, I got super lucky. But this almost, you can see even with everything, it doesn't even fully guarantee it, but we got really close. We have more stacks, 4 turns left, or I guess 3, and at this point, I really don't have to worry about like using AQUA's thing anymore. I can, but the pierce resistance is fine. Like, you need to make sure you balance how many skill points you're using. Otherwise, get a little bit tricky. Like you really don't want to run into the last state, the like last turn, with like low skill points. But here I thought I messed up because I was like, oh crap, like I orb changed and everything. But then I was like, no, it's fine, because as I can bring them in and Blanc will help me get the full blue hand, which I still love her second skill. That 3 ult orb change is just so nice. It's so fantastic. Definitely a really great character. So here we have everyone's ult. Now I just gotta make sure that I can get a full hand of blue, and then just swap Blanc out for AQUA, and we're good to go. So I'm gonna pop this again while they're all here, and then pop Blanc, and then I'm gonna swap Guy in, obviously, to do his orb change, and then swap AQUA in. And I got lucky that they didn't have their ults or anything, otherwise that gets kind of messy. But pop those, send that. Now here, it's up to you if you want to send AQUA's like ult gauge to lower the pierce resistance by an extra 5%. Here I was trying to calculate it. I haven't really tested it. I didn't want to run the risk because it was such a perfect run. Maybe you can. I'm not actually sure how many skill points I would have gotten, because I need the 400, right? You need the 400, otherwise you're not going to be able to full nuke. And then here we're gonna obviously pop the pierce power, put Blanc in for AQUA, and I don't need Guy because, I mean, Jaune already has the better ult buff, so just pop all of those and look at all those buffs. It's so beautiful. And then the space resistance down, and then here I kind of just check. We have 128%, which is actually better than Boss Battle 1, and all of those, absolutely fantastic. And then I just check, so 10%, 50%, and 50% for synergy and space resistance. Send those, and I don't know. I put the ults on because I like watching the ults, and also it's been a while, so just gonna pop those, and that's pretty much it. 202,000 right here at 406,000. Yeah, you kind of do lose some damage if you don't get lucky on that last turn with like 3 orbs you can use, but that's really like, you need like perfect RNG for that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, if you guys aren't able to like use, or like you don't have all the characters, like it's fine, just do as best as you can. Honestly, like you and I will never catch up to like the likes of Nature and Joker and stuff who play this game like every day. Like, no, I'm not obviously not throwing shade or anything, but it's just a matter of fact, right? They play way more than probably you and I do. So like, don't worry about it. Up to you if you really want to like sweat for it or not. But honestly, like, I just wish everyone the best of luck if you are able to get it or not. And yeah, again, that's pretty much it. We can check my score right here. I did 5 million, which I mean, it honestly would have been higher if like I had base or Dark Rimuru or something. That's okay. Yeah, my final score is 252,000. Pretty decent. I really don't know how Nature hit like 500 something thousand. Pretty ridiculous, because like I mean, maybe I can see it with the 20% buff on everyone for their ultimates, because they have them level 120 and like really insane gear and stuff like that, and I'm sure they maybe have like accelerated their buildings to some extent with crystals, who knows. But 500,000 is like insane. Like, I don't know how you hit that number. But again, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you found it helpful, and comment down below what your guys' scores are, or I mean how far you guys have gone. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.